neighbor Mothman. If you haven't figured this out yet, it is a cryptozoological X-Files style scary podcast full of scary stories.
Yeah,
to tell
definitely
in the dark.
all scary. Nothing funny ever happens.
No jokes.
No jokes allowed.
When I enter this household,
Don't even smile.
For audio listeners, I was trying very hard not to smile.
That being said, there is a cat rubbing up against him at the same time.
There's a cat just going ballistic next to me. Oh, I was about to say she's laid down, but now she's back up. Ready to. She's on demon time today.
What are you doing?
So this week we're gonna wrap up, at least for this season, our unclassified documents.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go through. I found some new ones. We're gonna read through some fun stuff, and we're gonna talk about some aliens.
Wonderful.
I'm Zachary.
I'm Levi.
We did half of the introduction,
Yeah.
and then immediately forgot about it. So, first,
That's how we work.
I've got Howard H. Campaign,
Okay.
an article just titled Extraterrestrial Intelligence. Subtitle, Extraterrestrial Communications.
There we go.
Now, if you remember, I can't remember if it was in the first part or the second part, we talked about a communication that was received that was just a bunch of letters.
Yeah.
A, B, A.
Yeah. That was part one.
This is the guy.
Yeah.
So, he's got one document unclassified with everything that was received.
Yeah.
And then a second document that breaks it down, that deciphers it.
Okay.
Yep. And this is so the second document is Key to the Extraterrestrial Messages by Howard Campaign.
Yeah.
So the leading paragraph to this is Dr. Campaign presented a series of 29 messages from outer space in Extraterrestrial Intelligence. NSA Tech Journal volume. Oh, and this should be said, this is all stuff from the NSA's declassified dump today. NSA Tech Journal Volume 9, Number 2, page 101. At every step in the solution, we make a guess in the meaning. Evidence will quickly dude, what is that word?
Accumulate?
Yes. To verify or refute this guess. The possibility of ambiguity of two consistent solutions is very remote. I don't want to do the episode anymore. Only in the last steps where verification is thin could this happen. So he lists out that there are 21 symbols in the order given by this message. And then he breaks down like B is equivalent to AA, C to AAA, etc. So A is 1, B is 2, C is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, so on and so on.
Yeah.
The symbol L in this situation means the two things that follow are the same. And then it is a bunch of math, like they break it down by math.
Yeah.
Of just, all right, if this one's A, that's 1 plus 1 plus 2, all of that. So then we get to the first message that was translated was broken down to 2 to the 4th power plus 8, and then second part of the message, 2 to the 3rd power equals 1. This means nothing to me.
Yeah.
But this is, so they apparently had a team of 9 people going through these messages, trying to decipher what it could possibly mean, and they settled on math.
Yeah.
Which makes sense. You talked about math being the
Universal language.
Yeah. I think that's malarkey. Math sucks.
It does suck, but
Don't care. If I don't like it, it can't be good.
that's an interesting stance.
Welcome to the viewpoint of an American white male. If I don't like it, screw it. So I like that is kind of crazy to me of just, and they don't do anything with the numbers. They
Yeah.
go through and they solve what the equations would be for all of these messages, say nothing about what that means.
You got to retransmit your answers back to them so they know that we're intelligent enough.
But we don't know what the questions are.
What's the math problem that we've created?
So you're just going to tell them 17?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. We'll transmit the number 17
Into space.
into space using their key.
And like, I was imagining I'm imagining being working for the government in a alien division and being like, what do you do all day? I look at this message and I try and tell if it's math or not.
Yeah. Hi, Adam.
Hello, Adam. So that was kind of a fun thought to me that bothered me last night.
Yeah.
Because I did most of this research yesterday and I was laying awake last night messed up on very legal substances.
Yeah.
Wink. Not an ad. And I was sitting there and I was like, just. It reminds me of you've seen Zodiac, right?
No.
You haven't.
No.
So you really should. I've got it on Blu-ray. It's very star-studded cast. It just breaks down the cops hunting the Zodiac killer, of course. And it talks about the people trying to break that code and just the several different ways that people went about it.
Yeah.
And I'm just trying to think of like the people sitting in that room in the 60s, 70s, whatever, just looking at these just random letters and going, what could this possibly mean?
Yeah.
And I want to know what other people thought it said.
Well, that's the thing, too, because code breakers were a big thing in, like, the Second and First World Wars. Because there were coded messages going across each side kind of thing. So that was a big thing. So
Like with Turing.
there are people that are really, like, good at that.
Well, yeah, they just broke the Zodiac's code.
Yeah.
Like, I just want to know, especially with that stuff being declassified now, I want to know other people's
Other
interpretations.
options. Yeah.
Because, like, this person's saying, like, all right, it's a whole bunch of math problems that equal 24.
Yeah.
Well, this other dude might say that it says, hey, in 2022, we're going to come finger blast you. Oh.
Yeah. See, I was going to go probe. So, yeah, we were in the same ballpark.
Well, I was trying to decide abduct or
Yeah.
perform sexual experimentation. And one of those is more interesting.
One of those is significantly more interesting.
Congrats to Last Round Save, who just took the first match of groups.
Yeah, yo.
Hey, Last Round Save, you looking for Fortnite players?
I heard that they're looking for Fortnite players.
You heard they're looking for Fortnite players.
I've heard.
I've heard that there's
I've got a man on the inside.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I've heard there might be a couple Fortnite players looking for a place to
Interesting.
stay. I heard there might be someone who hasn't played Fortnite in a minute who might be picking it back up soon. They still got the chops?
It's possible. It's very possible.
Guess we'll have to wait and see.
Should make some guides again. Knock the dust off.
Good luck.
Those guys
There's a
sucked.
lot going on.
Those guides sucked.
Yeah.
It was just to do how to do the quests in the battle pass. Because I'm like, okay, let's work for the lowest common denominator here. Kids can't figure out how to video games, so let's just do it day one and
man.
get the videos up.
Hey, man. I used to watch those
Yeah,
because I couldn't figure out how to do
they're
the quests.
useful. Yeah, I used to watch them for other games.
I used to watch them for Fortnite because I'd be like I don't.
Where are these faces in the battle pass? I don't know what
thank
you're
you.
talking about. These mountains that look like our face.
All right. Shut.
No, yeah, serious, scary podcast.
Screw podcast. No laughs, no jokes.
Adam's telling me don't.
It's getting that time of year, man. My nose is starting to bother me.
Oh yeah. Yeah, when we were down in Florida for softball, I was a snotty, miserable mess because of all the stuff. No, because of all the plants blooming. And the moss, which
Dude, I love moss.
but it's like the Spanish moss that hangs from the trees,
Ooh.
and it's just makes dust and mold
Yeah.
everywhere.
I love the feeling of moss just on the bottom of my feet.
Yeah. My grandparents used to have a house that the backyard was entirely moss.
My mom's house, like half of the backyard is moss.
Yeah.
So
Rad.
nice. And so like cool.
Cool. It's
Yeah.
cool.
Like I'm not a big barefoot person.
Yeah.
Man, I'd go barefoot in that backyard for hours.
Absolutely.
And I'd just go sit on the swings and just push my feet slightly into the moss. Be like, I'm one with nature now.
There's a way you can make moss grow. You mix some moss and buttermilk together and you pour it over an area and it'll grow moss there.
I'm gonna do that all around my apartment complex.
Entire back of your apartment complex. There you go.
No, just the
Inside?
entirety of the inside and outside.
You could have a whole moss covered back porch or your back patio.
Maybe. Or I could burn it all down.
Yeah, you know.
No jokes.
Like the end of last week's episode. Where we
I threaten to burn
make
something?
vague threats at the end of the podcast.
What you meant last recording session?
No.
I
I mean 20 minutes ago.
Don't dox us. All right, shut up. No jokes.
Yep.
Cabs here. All right, this is another document from the NSA: UFO hypothesis and survival questions.
Yeah.
It is the purpose of this monograph to consider briefly some of the human survival implications suggested by the various principal hypotheses concerning the nature of the phenomena loosely categorized as UFO. Number 1, all UFOs are hoaxes.
Oh. Okay.
Hard stance.
It is.
From the time when hoaxes were first noted in history, they were characterized by infrequency of occurrence and usually by a considerable restriction of the geographical extent. Dude, I can't read. Rarely have men of science, while acting within their professional capacities, perpetrated hoaxes. The fact that UFO phenomenon have been witnessed all over the world from ancient times and by considerable numbers of reputable scientists in recent times indicates rather strongly that UFOs are not all hoaxes.
Only a Sith deals in absolutes.
Man, I've really been like wanting to learn that whole just what is that thing called?
Your new empire.
The
I don't.
what is the word called when you do a speech?
Monologue?
Monologue.
I almost said mononucleosis.
I almost said monolith. This isn't No Man's Sky.
Yeah.
Man, I hate that game was bad.
It's good now.
Yeah. I keep telling myself that and downloading it and trying it and then not liking it.
Yeah.
And then 4 months later I go, no, the game's good now.
I think you need to do it with somebody else.
Probably.
The multiplayer part's supposed to be good.
Okay. You want to play No Man's Sky?
We can play No Man's Sky. It's downloaded right now.
I'll download it when I get home. Number 2. If anything, the modern trend is toward increased reports from all sources. This was handwritten in there. So number 2, rather than diminishing, if anything, the modern trend is toward increased reports from all sources. In one 3-month period in 1953, June, July, and August, Air Force records show 35 sightings whose nature could not be determined. So this is the government going, hey, we don't know what these are.
Yeah. That's always a good sign.
It's always very scary. All right. Big bullet number 2. All UFOs are hallucinations. People, of course, do hallucinate. Although groups of people hallucinating is rare,
Yeah, mass hallucination, yeah.
it has been known to happen. Machines have their own form of hallucinations. Don't think so. Don't think machines can hallucinate, but good try, NSA.
Yeah.
You're not going to trick me. So they're saying the radar in particular sees temperature inversions, but a considerable number of instances exist in which there are groups of people and a radar or radars seeing the same things at the same time. Sometimes a person in a that word is too broken up to read. So sometimes a person and blank confirm each other's testimony. On occasion, physical evidence of a circumstantial nature was reported to have been found to support witness sightings. A continuing high percentage of reports of unusual serial objects are being reported by people in responsible positions in science, government, and industry. So NSA is fully just saying, hey, this period in time, something's going on.
Yeah.
Everyone sees it. This isn't just people losing their minds. Professional scientists, dude just rolled the living hell out of his ankle. Scientists, government officials, pilots, people are seeing stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm not going to read the next 18 pages of that document. But I really wanted to hit that because that was a fun one. I've got all these pages bookmarked, and I'm just going to show you this.
Yeah.
There's no titles to them. It's just a bunch of random characters.
Yeah, I see that.
That's how they saved from the NSA website.
That's interesting and scary.
Kind of scary. So I'm just trying to remember what random characters were.
I guess they're harder to identify that way if someone gets in there it's not supposed to be in there.
I mean, I guess.
Like for the ones that aren't declassified.
But Levi, the government's going to tell us everything.
Listen, the government's never told anyone everything.
True. I don't know how taxes work. I'd really love for someone to explain how taxes work.
No, you wouldn't. You just want someone to do your taxes so you don't have to.
I just want them to give me money.
Oh, well, that's not how that works.
Hey, man, that's the problem. Because when I put in my W-2 from the sporting goods retailer that we worked at, put it in, government was like, we owe you $900.
Cool.
And I was like, oh, dude.
Cash
Bet.
money.
Put in the W-2 from the cell phone repair I did last year.
Mm-hmm.
All right. We owe you $700. I was like, that's a little hit. That's all right, though.
Yeah.
Put in my W-2 from the job I'm working at now. Government said, hey, you owe us $107.
Yeah.
I was like, that's an $800 turnaround. What happened?
Yeah.
And then I was like, you know what? State got me really bad last year. Let me check those. State, I owe the state of Georgia $7. What are you doing, Georgia? You just need a cookout meal?
Yeah.
Just go get it. You don't need $7 from me. The cookout tray, big double burger, just ketchup and cheese, honey mustard chicken wrap, and hush puppies. Bangs.
Similar. We're similar orders.
Sometimes I go fries instead of the hush puppies.
I'll go the ranch chicken wrap. Throw pickles on that burger, that big double burger.
I don't like pickle.
And then a corn dog.
Their corn dogs are good. Yeah. Have you had their hush puppies though?
Yeah.
Hush
Really
puppies.
long.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's up with that? They should have fish. They have hush puppies.
No.
They should have fried fish, man. Absolutely.
No.
Welcome to the cookout portion of the podcast where we talk about cookout.
I tried Culver's fish.
Yeah.
Not good.
I wouldn't.
I don't like Culver's.
My brother likes Culver's. So here's the thing. It's like a fancier Dairy Queen to me. Marginally fancier Dairy Queen. And then the burgers are always dry.
I don't even give it that. I give it a less appetizing Whataburger.
I never had Whataburger.
Had a lot of Whataburger. Whataburger very good.
Yeah.
I
liked In-N-Out when we went to LA.
I haven't been in and out.
This is great.
Dude.
It's cheap.
Whataburger. All right, look. We got tossed out of a Whataburger one time. We were banned from a Whataburger.
Oh.
So when I lived in Alabama, we lived a couple of hours from Orange Beach.
Yeah.
Which is where they hold Voodoo Festival, which is just a week-long music festival on the beach.
Hell yeah.
Well, for the 2.5 years I lived there, I experienced 3 Voodoo Fests. Each Voodoo Fest, my friends and I would get together, and we would find one of our friends that would willingly give us pictures of them.
Yeah.
That we would put on Craigslist, saying we were in town for Voodoo Fest and looking for some fun.
Nice.
Well, what we would do is we would spend about an hour and a half to 2 hours talking to men on Craigslist,
Yeah.
saying, hey, like we should really like meet up. And looking back, this is very rude.
Yeah.
We would have them go to Whataburger and we would say, hey, like, just so I can, see what you look like. I don't want to get like catfish or anything. Buy a milkshake, put it on the last table in the corner, and go sit back in your car. And once you see me come in and sit down and eat it, you can come in.
Yeah.
Well, we would get about 5 or 6 dudes to do this. And it would be like milkshakes or like a meal. And then me and my friends would walk into the Whataburger,
Yeah.
collect all of our stuff, sit down and eat.
No wonder you like the show Catfish so much.
Because I did it.
Because you did it for free Whataburger.
And it worked every time. Until one time, someone got angry. And some dude comes storming back in. He's like, hey, what the hell? No, that's for a girl. And we were like, no, like, dude,
Come on.
like, we got you.
Come on.
We're that girl. And he was like, oh, that's bullshit. I'm going to beat the fuck out of you guys. And my friend Sean, this is when we got banned from the Whataburger.
Yeah.
My friend Sean, who is about 6'7", stands up and pulls a gun out of the back of his pants.
Well.
And says, hey, do you want to go outside? He's like, you can join those other 8 men that are lined up in their cars just looking at us.
Yeah.
He's like, and you can just go sit back down and be sad. Or we can do this.
Jeez.
And then the cops got called on us and we were banned from that Whataburger. So we didn't do it anymore.
What a like game to be playing though.
So much fun, dude. So like I feel bad now
Yeah.
because if it happened to me, I'd be furious.
Absolutely.
But when I was 19 and they were all straight edge and like 6 years older than me, that was the most fun I was getting into. Was catfishing men on the internet for a free $4 burger. But we all ate it. We all ate good.
Yeah. Yeah.
We would do that, then we'd go break into the skate park.
Hell yeah.
I was living the life. I was living the life of every like just edge of punk white man
Yeah.
of all time. Just ruining people's days and skating.
Hell yeah.
That friend group also got a gun pulled on me.
Yeah.
We would go to downtown Mobile and skate in parking garages.
Yeah.
Well, there was one parking garage that decided that it wanted to have a manned guard one night. We didn't know that as we like climbed up like the back staircase and skated down this entire parking garage. Well, I don't blame the guard because if I heard the noises that happen when you're skating down in a parking garage at 3 a.m, I'd probably be pretty scared too. Where we'd round the corner to go through the exit and there's just a guard with his gun just aimed, just waiting on something to come around that corner. And I came around that corner, I was like, this is it.
Yeah.
I'm going to get shot to death in a parking garage with my straight edge friends. So we were banned from that parking garage. We had some fun, dude.
Jeez.
Yeah. That's Sean is also his parents ran an antique store and they would go do like the Storage War stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, did that once, sucked. Never went back. So hot.
Yeah.
It was like 104 that day.
Nope.
But they found a biplane. They went to some dude's like estate sale.
Yeah.
And they were just like going around on his property and there was just a biplane out in the woods.
Fuck.
And so there's a biplane on top of their antique store now.
I mean, that's
So baller.
God.
It was, dude.
That's
My time in Alabama was just wild from start to finish.
yeah.
Bleached my hair.
I recall.
Very much bleached my hair. Trying to think of some other weird shit we did. Saw the front bottoms. Went to Mississippi.
You know,
That was
it's
a mistake.
interesting because we were skateboarding at the same time. Because we were skateboarding around Gwinnett at that time. Wild time.
Wild time. And at the time, I was like, I'm too old to be getting into skateboarding.
Yeah, no, of everyone in our apartment complex, like that we knew started skateboarding at the same time there. And it was just like, all right, cool. I get to do little minor instructionals in the small amount that I know over them.
Hey, more power to you.
Jake did a kickflip once.
Never landed a kickflip. What's great about that is the time that was happening, two of those friends that I was with worked in a video game cell phone repair store.
Yeah.
That they had a game room in.
Nice.
So I would get off work at my cell phone repair job.
Yeah.
Would drive to their game store, sit in their back office, and just play like Pokemon Yellow for 3 hours.
Nice.
And then we'd leave and go skate. It was really a good time.
It's the dream right there.
It is the dream right there. I regret moving back. I've had so much fun back here, but if I could go back to being 19 and just crazy,
skateboard, just video game background.
Yeah. Now I just do the same thing without the skateboarding.
Yeah.
I think I just miss skateboarding.
Yeah, maybe you should just start skateboarding again.
No, not the way this body is. All right, back to the podcast.
Yeah.
So, this is UFOs in the intelligence community, blind spot to surprise on deceptive date. A lot to digest.
There's a lot going on in that title. A little verbose. I would shorten it personally, but
all right, well, a good thing is they did brackets
yeah.
in the title. The only thing they took out was UFOs. So it just says, in the intelligence community, blind spot to surprise or deceptive date.
You did it backwards, guys.
Yep. Should have just shortened it to UFOs. Now, the reason I selected this document is it was a scientific study. Dr. Valley, a famed communications science expert, held a study in which, let's see, where did it say that? Wait, I might be getting this mixed up with another one. Okay, I am. So, Dr. Valley, famed communications science expert, had studied thousands of cases where human beings have observed unusual phenomenon. He has found that the human response to such observation is predictable and graphically depictable. Whether the person's psychological structure is being assaulted by the unusual and shocking brutality of a murder or the strangeness of a UFO sighting, the effect is the same. Initially, as by a kind of psychological word that is too broken up to read, the mind records fairly objectively what the eye is reporting. But when it has realized the strange nature of the phenomena, it goes into shock. The mind likes to live in a comfortable world where it feels it knows what to expect and that is not too threatening either physically or psychologically. The unusual dispels the comfortable illusion the mind has created. The shock tears at the very roofing? Don't know. Word is very broken up. Of the human psychological structure.
Yeah.
So this is a very famous like doctor saying, hey,
if you see something and you don't understand what it is immediately, your brain panics.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, even if you understand what it is,
Yeah.
if it's strange, your brain is just like,
That's the whole thing with like the cosmic horror of like Cthulhu and all that. Is like,
yeah, your brain just shuts down.
yeah, it's like, I don't understand. It's time-
Brain just says, peace.
yeah. That fucking meme of the kid piecing out and then slowly
Just
fading
disappearing,
out.
yeah. But yeah, so that was super interesting to just be like, to hear that there was a medical expert who just went, hey, like, it happens, and when it happens, here's what happens to you.
Here's why your brain freaks out the way that it does, kind of thing.
Because when I started reading it, I thought what they were going to say was, when you see something that's like just vaguely strange, your brain imagines something wild.
Yeah.
But instead it was, hey, when your brain sees something wild, your brain goes, hey, something's not right. Something's not right. I got to get out of here.
I gotta go. It's been real. I'll see you later. The cops pulled up at the party. I gotta get out of here.
Gotta run through the woods. Next document I have is a telegram from the United States Embassy in Tokyo.
Okay.
It doesn't include the original telegram, but this airgram references a team inside the American Embassy in Tokyo on the May 10th, either 85 or 55.
Okay.
It's a
hard to-
telegram,
yeah.
so probably 55.
Yeah, probably 50s. They
Report-
would have just called in the 80s, I would imagine.
Yeah, probably. Reported seeing a floating disc or saucer outside of their office windows.
Oh.
I saw Tokyo and I was like, Godzilla.
Okay. Yeah. it was-
Gojira. But no, just a team in the embassy just like all reported to like their supervisors in Tokyo and then in the United States where it's like, hey, aliens.
Yeah.
Hey, guys, we made it to Tokyo. There's aliens.
We're sending this telegram the fastest way that you can communicate with us.
Gojira has destroyed all of our communication servers.
Oh, no.
Man, I didn't realize how close we are to that release, by the way.
Yeah.
It's right around the corner.
Right around the corner.
It's right around the corner. All right, next document. Now you see it, now you don't. Captain Henry S. Shields. Agents of Shields?
Interesting. Colson's going to pop up and tell us that we shouldn't be looking into this.
Is that the guy that you guys said I was?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So this article starts off with a warning. Sometime in his career, each pilot can expect to encounter strange, unusual happenings which will never be adequately or entirely explained by logic or subsequent investigation. The following article recounts just such an episode, as reported by two F-4 Phantom crews of the Imperial Iranian Air Force during late 1976. No additional information or explanation of the strange events has been forthcoming. The story will be filed away and probably forgotten, but it makes interesting and possibly disturbing reading.
Anytime that there's a warning,
Yeah.
that's a solid indicator for some fun stuff. It was an F-4 Phantom, you said?
F-4 Phantom, yes.
Just want to get an idea of what they were flying.
Probably jets.
Okay, it's one of those kind of jets. Looks like that.
Ooh, cool.
Yeah.
Looks like a jet from the 70s.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to read not the entire 3 pages.
The wings do the thing at the end where they fold up.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I do like that. So I'm gonna read like the first paragraph and a half, and then down to like the last paragraph. So until 00:30 on a clear autumn morning, it had been an entirely routine night watch for the Imperial Iranian Air Force's command position in the Tehran area. In quick succession, 4 calls arrived from one of the city's suburbs reporting a series of strange airborne objects. These UFOs were described as bird-like or as brightly lit helicopters, although none were airborne at the time. Unable to convince the callers that they were only seeing stars, a senior officer went outside to see for himself. Observing an object to the north like a star, only larger and brighter, he immediately scrambled a IAAF F-4 to investigate. Approaching the city, the F-4 pilot reported that the brilliant object was easily visible 70 miles away. When approximately 25 nm distant, the interceptor lost all instrumentation and UHF intercom communications. Upon breaking off the intercept and turning towards his home base, all systems returned to normal as if the strange object no longer regarded the aircraft as a threat. A second F-4 was scrambled 10 minutes after the first. The backseater reported a radar lock on the UFO at 27 nm 12 o'clock high position and a rate of closure at 150 knots. Upon reaching the 25 nm point, the object began rapidly moving away to maintain a constant separation distance while still visible on the radar scope. With the size of the radar returned was comparable to that of a KC-135. Don't know what that is. Probably a helicopter. Its intense brilliance made estimation of actual size impossible. Visually, it resembled flashing strobe light arranged in a rectangular pattern and alternating blue, green, red, and orange. Gamer aliens.
The Boeing KC-135 is a military aerial refueling aircraft. It's the planes that they hook up other planes to refuel mid-flight. That's a big plane.
That's a big plane.
131-foot wingspan. 136 feet long.
That's big.
That's a big.
The sequence of lights was so fast that all colors could be seen at once. Yeah. As the F-4 continued pursuit south of Tehran, a second brightly lit object, about 1/2 to 1/3 the size of the moon, detached from the original UFO and headed straight for the F-4 at a high rate of speed.
It fired a missile at it, is what that sounds
Fired
like.
a missile at the pilot. The pilot promptly initiated a turn and negative G dive to escape, but the object fell in behind the F-4 at distance. Continuing the turn, the pilot observed the second object turn inside of him and then away, subsequently returning to the primary UFO for a perfect rendezvous.
Okay. That's more interesting.
So now we're going to skip ahead a little bit.
Okay.
Because it kind of just talks about them chasing this thing down for a while. While on the long final approach, the F-4 crew noted a further UFO. This was described as a cylinder-shaped object about the size of a T-33 trainer. Look that one up as well. With bright, steady lights on each end and a flasher in the middle. It quickly approached and passed directly over the F-4. In answer to the pilot's query, the control tower reported no other air traffic in the area, although they subsequently obtained a visual sighting of the object when specifically directed where to look.
Lockheed T-33 is 38 feet long.
Okay. Not
It's
as big.
one of those like stunt plane, like
Sweet.
like fast ones from like the 40s.
Cool. The following day, the F-4 crew was flown by helicopter to the location where they believed the object had landed. This turned out to be a dry lake bed, but nothing unusual was noticed. As the helicopter circled off to the west, however, a very noticeable beeper signal was received and eventually traced to a nearby house. They immediately landed and asked the inhabitants if anything strange or unusual had occurred the previous night. Yes, they replied. There had been a loud noise and a very bright light like lightning. The helicopter returned to base and arrangements were made to conduct various tests, such as radiation checks in the vicinity of the house. Unfortunately, the results of such tests have not been reported.
Well then.
Well then.
Man. Those are big objects that they're...
Those are very big objects doing stuff that does not quite make sense.
Yeah.
The craziest part to me is the second object that launches off of the first UFO as if a missile
Yeah.
and then misses and then just comes on back on home.
So this is... You haven't watched this because I know you
I don't
haven't.
watch movies.
It's a show, but yes. The Falcon and the Winter Soldier just premiered.
Bleh.
It's good.
Bleh. Still haven't watched WandaVision.
You should watch WandaVision.
Yeah,
It's better so far. But he has on his backpack, on his like back with the wings for Falcon, he has a little drone called Red Wing that does just that. It breaks off and it shoots and follows things around, and then it comes back and reattaches itself to the back of the backpack. And that's immediately what I thought of when you said it reattached. I was like, oh, it's a little drone that they sent out there to see what was up.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
intense.
Yeah. I would have been in full panic, scramble the entire Air Force.
Air Force. Well, like the notion of, hey, I can see that thing very far away. Hey, I'm getting pretty close. Oh, I can't hear anything. Oh
Yeah.
God, oh God, oh God. Let me turn around real quick. Oh, hey guys, what's up?
Yeah.
Just like it's got some kind of AOE on it. But that's it for the Iranian Air
Okay.
Force thing. Now we're gonna move into my last document, which
Yeah.
is this is the thing that I thought I was talking about earlier with the doctor. This is an experimental evaluation of a belief in PSI from Dr. Kenneth Reed, Department of Psychology, University of Edinburgh. This was a study of 117 students, 83 females, 34 males, that were approached during practical classes and asked to participate in the study when they were told that the purpose of the study was to collect data to establish population norms for attitudes about unusual phenomena. So it is a study of college students on weird stuff.
Yeah.
And I kind of wanted to go through this one because part of the study was you had to rate a list of phenomena from 1 to 7, 1 as not real, and 7 being unequivocally real.
Yeah.
We've got, so we're just going to run through the list. We'll give our answers, and we'll go through the rest of this study. So number 1, ESP. It's like static, weird stuff. I'm going to give it like a 4.
Yeah.
It confuses me. Psychic healing.
No.
No?
No.
I was going to give it like a 2 or a 3. Like, probably not. Telepathy.
More so.
Telepathy, I'm willing to give about a 5 or a 6.
Yeah.
Because, like, there's a lot of people who can communicate really without talking.
Yeah.
But part of that just comes with interacting with one another for a very long time.
It comes with being weird identical twins.
Clairvoyance.
Like seeing the future kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I could buy in on that.
You think that one's real?
Yeah.
I'm down with it. I don't know how much of this I think is real and how much I really hope is real.
Yeah. That's a difference.
Poltergeists.
Poltergeist real.
Yeah, 7.
Absolutely.
7 for sure. I read ahead a little bit.
Oh no.
Like I've already seen this part, but I got very excited because the end of this list is starts to get a little crazy.
Yeah.
So after telepathy or after poltergeist is spontaneous combustion.
I mean, in a person, I don't think so.
I'm gonna say probably middle of the road. Like
Yeah.
I can't say I don't think it's real at all or I think that it's for sure real. Like maybe.
Yeah.
Alchemy.
No.
Flat Earth.
No.
Bigfoot.
Yes.
Atlantis.
Yes.
UFOs.
Yes.
Loch Ness Monster.
No.
Abominable Snowman.
Yes, it's just a Bigfoot.
Yeah. So that's the list. That's the list that these kids were given in. When was this? It doesn't say when this is.
Because I was gonna do the Loch Ness Monster, and then I was like, oh yeah, that's not real, and they said it wasn't real.
So this was in 1956.
Yeah.
So this is a very long time ago.
I want modern kids to get this test.
No, because they're just going to answer it like we did.
Yeah.
Yes.
true.
Yes. It's all real. Let's see. Let's skip through. Boop, 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 boop.
What I did a little research into to fill some time here was the crystal skulls. Because I was going to do an episode about that. And I found some very disheartening information.
Oh, no.
everyone that they've been allowed to test has been manufactured in the 19th century
Dude.
in Germany. It's usually South American quartz that has been taken to a specific town in Germany that's known for making things out of quartz.
Man.
And they made everyone that's been tested has been made there.
That sucks.
Yeah.
So the really main thing that I wanted to really get into is that 65 subjects of this test gave at least 3 objects a 7
Yeah.
that they said that is for sure real. 10 gave a 7 out. So we're up to 75 that gave at least one thing a 7.
Yeah.
17 rated some as believing them to be real but wouldn't give them a 7.
Yeah.
And then the rest just didn't think any of them were real at all. And nearly all of the males rated one thing as being unequivocally real,
Yeah.
whereas very few of the females did.
Hey, babe, I want to believe.
Yes, sir. We're so sad. We don't know how to talk about our emotions. We'll talk about the abominable snowman.
That's right. That's right. That's what we do.
And I'm gonna get to the conclusion of the thing because it goes into a lot of like the numbers of how many were ranked by what, which ones they thought were real.
Yeah.
But the big conclusion was from the first part of the study, we can see that a belief in PSI, a natural phenomena, is not the result of specific personality pattern or the consequence of some illogical cognitive process. The idea was therefore put forward that the previous studies were actually measuring factors relevant to strength rather than the content of belief. So there were studies that were done before that were like, if you think these things are real, you're crazy. Something's gone wrong with your brain. And then these dudes were like, wait just a second.
Hold on a minute.
Maybe people just believe in these things.
People want to believe in things.
Yeah, I think it's because it gives you something to be scared of.
Yeah. There's something else out there. You don't want to be alone in the universe.
Yeah. And then I got into that I stumbled on a couple of the documents that you had done in the first episode.
Yeah.
That I was like, oh man, because I got scared again. I got scared and sad again about the 400-year communication
thing.
And I was like, oh, this is heartbreaking. I was like, wait, we already did this. I already had my heart broken about this. So yeah, so that's all I've got document wise, and then the current event that actually was not as current as I thought.
Yeah.
That I did last week.
episode. Yeah. The U.S. government continues to be scary.
Yep, for sure. U.S. government continues to kind of beat around the bush on some things.
Yeah.
On being like, because I don't believe that they don't know what some of this stuff is.
No, absolutely.
But the Iranian Air Force one was really my big, like, had me like buckled down yesterday.
This isn't the U.S. government lying to us on that one. That we get other countries involved, and we get some interesting stuff.
Yeah, and like just the warning of it was like haunting.
Well, hey, heads
of
up.
Like,
this is about to be weird.
This is about to be weird, and also if you're ever a pilot, get ready.
Yeah,
because you're going to see something. So that's fun.
Yeah.
Obviously, no real cryptid fight club.
Can't make the government fight anything; it'll win.
Yeah, or it'll just cover up the other thing's existence.
Yeah. Anything that it can't take down.
Cryptid criminal court. U.S. government stays at whatever I gave it.
Yeah, it's at,
Iranian government won. They've never done anything wrong. They've only been good to us.
Let's not get into that. Let's not get into that.
Since when I opened that document, I saw that it was an Iranian airport. I was like, oh, I can't wait for this. Can't wait for this cryptid criminal court joke. So yeah, man, aliens are they're out there. They're out there right now.
They are.
Don't let science tell you it's a bear.
Don't let science tell you it's
because
a
they
bear.
seem to like saying things are bears and they're not.
Anything that's big and hairy, it doesn't mean it's a bear.
Yeah.
That's not how this works.
Good try, science. Or maybe they're just rude.
Yeah.
Maybe they're just rude and they're just like, let's call this thing a bear. When it's not, it's a twink.
Oh, jeez. Gonna do some warnings so we can get out of here.
Oh, man, yeah.
After that, especially.
Don't trust the government. Just don't. Don't file your taxes. Commit tax fraud.
No.
Just like Yoshi.
The dinosaur or the guy who plays on the Valorant team?
No, the dinosaur.
Oh, okay.
Do you not?
Oh, we didn't do this last time. We're dumb. We should
Oh,
shout out
shit.
Twitter and stuff.
Yeah, Twitter. Fuck. Follow us on Twitter. The official Twitter account is at Mothman Podcast. You can follow me personally on Twitter at Baby Mothman. Levi's turning on his mic.
You can follow me on Twitter at Levi Carver, LevisCarver.
You can also follow him on TikTok on that same username. Shout out to Coralie at Lychan _ on Twitter. She did our wonderful artwork. I'm going to tweet at her and apologize for not mentioning it in the last episode. She's going to beat me up, and that's fine.
I can cut this.
You can cut it in?
Cut it in.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Cut out me saying she was going to beat me up.
Yeah.
Thank you. I don't think she listens, but maybe she does. Who knows? Let's see. You can email us at thatmothmanpodcast@gmail.com. Clean and clear. No math today. Actually, wait. There was math today.
There was.
Oh, fuck, Jay's gonna have a field day with this. Leave us a review if you're listening on a podcast player that allows for that. Let me check iTunes real quick, see if we've got any new ones.
Last I saw, we didn't.
I'm gonna say last I saw we had 2, which I think is us.
That's not me.
Oh, then I don't know who that other one is.
Yeah.
They didn't leave anything.
I don't have an I had an account, but it's gone to time.
Gone to time,
That's what happens when you set up an account in 7th grade.
just like Fortnite. Almost just started playing an episode into the microphone because I don't know how to work the Apple Podcast. Go to show. Let's see. Probably should look at this before.
If you have questions that you want us to talk about or to ask us, you can send it to our email address.
Yeah, 2 ratings still.
Yeah.
Beans.
Tell your friends.
Tell your friends. Does your friend like aliens? Does your friend hate aliens?
Oh.
Maybe there's an audience out there for people who are trying to study so they can kill them.
Yeah.
I want it clear that
angry.
that is not our market. We love these cryptids. Still want Bigfoot to carry me around in a baby Bjork. Baby Bjorn.
Bjorn.
Not a Bjork.
Bjork. We have baby Bjork to sing Icelandic folk songs at us.
Damn it. Yeah, so you can tweet at us any ideas, anything you want covered, any questions you have, math questions. If you want to stress me out, ask me math questions, I guess, because it works. Let's see, is there anything else to shout out?
I don't think so.
If you're into esports, follow Last Round Save.
Yeah, solid organization.
They got big news coming down the pipeline. I heard. We keep building on this. This is so good. This is gonna come out after that.
Oh, is it? Yeah, it is.
Wait, no, it won't. It'll come out the 28th. It'll be right before.
Yeah, it'll be right before.
But yeah, don't trust your government. Don't fight aliens if you see them. Don't stay up too late. I feel like that was a good one from last week.
Yeah.
Don't go into the woods. Lock your doors. Lock your windows. Don't get a dog. Do get a cat. Don't keep insects as pets. It weirds me out. Don't look a praying mantis in its eyes. They don't like that. And don't go to Vancouver.
Do go to
August 17th, 2024,
No.
8:52 a.m.
It's a big call out.
It's a big call out that I'm going to forget about in 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Until the Canadian government's on my doorstep.
Do go to boardnerds.store and buy My Neighbor Mothman t-shirt.
Yes. Also, go to Quebec. Everything's fine. This
Mixed signals.
this is gonna be the new bit. Oh, the T-nut. When you nut, it pushes you backwards. Like if you're in space.
Yeah.
If you nut, it pushes you backwards.
Shit propels you backwards.
Yeah. In my messed up state last night, I made my roommates and friends watch that clip from another podcast that I listened to.
Yeah.
Where one of them just offhandedly, they were talking about having sex in space. He's like, when you nut, it pushes you backwards. And they're like, hey, wait. Give us a clean one on that one. And then he just said, when you nut, it pushes you backwards like 8 times. And they're like, you're starting to sound like our dad. And he was like, do you want me to do one as dad? It was very good.
Dude,
Right.
the TikTok of bringing up pornography for birds
Yeah.
goes around so often.
Dude, look, have you watched the show?
No.
It's so good. It's all on VRV. Yeah.
So I would like to
Pornography.
circle back to pornography for birds.
It's such I've seen the whole show so many times because it's only like 6 episodes.
Yeah.
But it's just so gold. And they've got the mayor's in on it. And like, imagine spending your whole life you wanting to be into politics. You get it. You're the mayor. What's the most memorable thing you've done? You let 3 fucking idiot brothers just shoot a TV show, and then one of them hits your car while shooting the TV show, and they do an illegal parade.
Jeez.
So good. I love the McElroy brothers. Everything they do is gold.
I started watching Fantasy High by Dimension 20.
All right, so I've been listening to it.
Yeah, that's what
a
I'm
little
doing.
bit. I want it because they've got like because I'm a really big visual person.
Yeah.
I don't know where to get the uncensored video version
Oh.
because what's on their YouTube channel is censored.
Huh.
It's like censored and it's like cut down a little bit.
Yeah.
But I want the full thing.
But yeah, because I'm
video.
listening to it on audio. It's uncensored and like an hour and a half, 2 hours long. Or
Yeah. Yeah, because like the video ones, I think they only cut out like 5 or 10 minutes. It seems like.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's fully censored.
Huh.
And there's some kind of paywall because they talk about it in the audio.
Yeah.
But I don't know what it is. I haven't looked very hard.
Yeah. No.
But I would really like to because I'm now that stuff's showing up on my TikTok.
It showed up on my TikTok. Are you my dad?
Yes, that's such a good one.
And I was just like, okay, I gotta check see what this is about. And then like, second episode in, there's nightmares happening.
Yes. All right, here's the corner of My Neighbor Mothman where we talk about other podcasts.
Yeah.
Yeah, Fantasy High is really good.
This fucking principal pulls out a gun.
Dude, I was on my way to Tennessee listening to it for the first time, and I was like, this is and they died, and I was like, oh my god. And then he pulls out a gun, shoots himself. You guys are alive again, and I was like, where the hell is this thing going?
That's what I was like. I was at work, and he goes, a life or whatever, and I was like, what? And then he shoots the other teacher, and then he shoots himself.
Man.
Oh
You
man.
really need to listen to Dungeons and Daddies as
Yeah.
well. It's so good, man.
I'm gonna work because that seems to be done. The Fantasy High.
Yeah, that campaign's done.
So I'm gonna like power through it while I'm at work,
Fair.
and then I'm gonna find the next hotness.
It's Dungeons and Daddies.
Yeah.
And subscribe to their Patreon because they're doing a jizz band campaign right now.
Why?
I don't know. Because they want
Okay.
to. Yeah, I think one of them. They talked about on one of the episodes that someone thought it was called like cantina music or whatever,
Yeah.
and they're like, no, it's jizz.
Yeah.
And they were like, they fucking just laughed about it for like 5 minutes. Like 2 or 3 weeks ago, they were like, hey, we're gonna do a jizz band campaign.
That's what George Lucas called it. What's jizz?
Jizz. So yeah, so they're all like band members in this jizz band traveling around the Star Wars universe. And that's right up our alley.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dungeons Daddy is very good. Let's see if there are any other podcasts. Listen to Tommy Point's podcast. I'm ripping them today. Always got some merch.
I really like the Jesselneck and Rosenthal Vanity Project.
Yes, that's pretty good. I listened to a couple episodes of that. Speaking of the McElroy brothers, one of them has got a new thing in the works that I'm interested in. It's called oh shit.
Oh no.
It like from what they've described it as, all right, it's called Bad Vibes and it's hosted by Q Code.
Okay.
And it's a horror anthology series.
Huh.
That kind of seems to be like almost like Welcome to Night Vale style show that's narrated by Justin McElroy.
Okay.
And it's like it's set up as because like right now the only thing that's up is the trailer.
Yeah.
And it's some kid like talking about like there's a monster in my closet, there's a monster in the closet, and his dad's just like, no, just go to sleep. And Justin McElroy's voice comes out and he says, there are. All right, I'm under here and I'm gonna tell you all kinds of scary stories. And so basically Justin McElroy is just a boogeyman that's telling this kid
He's
like
the crypt
scary
keeper
stories.
telling scary stories.
Yeah, dude's like not a big horror person.
Yeah.
I'm very interested in this. He also does a good podcast about cereal.
Okay.
The food.
Yeah.
It's just called.
Sorry, I used to listen to a comic book podcast called Assemble After Dark, and they were talking about comic books. And then the next podcast that they started up was about Target
Nice.
and how much they love Target.
I mean, Target's pretty cool.
Yeah, that ran for a while, and then they haven't done anything in a while.
I'm trying to think of other weird podcast. They also do a pretty cool video game podcast.
Yeah.
The Besties. It's pretty good.
I'm familiar with the title.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's two of the brothers. This is the two that started Polygon.
Okay.
I had to stop listening to it because I found myself getting bored with video games
Yeah.
because I just constantly listened to these people talk about what video games they loved.
Yeah.
And that's when I re-downloaded Skyrim. Because I got to the point in time where Skyrim had just come out in the podcast, and they were talking about how fucking cool Skyrim was. And I was like, Skyrim was pretty cool. I was like, I gotta try it again. And then I downloaded it and I played like 14 hours of it, and I was like, I can't do this again.
Yeah.
I can't get reinvested. All right, on to the podcast.
Yes.
This is